Well, hello, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, September the 5th, Labor Day 2022. Monday, September the 5th, 2022. Well, it was a pretty okay show. We had a actually unusually brother bonding moment between Adam and Nick. Adam actually gave Nick some good advice, and Nick doesn't quite know how to take it, doesn't know if he wants to take, that step with it. Adam advised Nick to go see a psychologist or psychiatrist regarding his issues with coming to terms with Ashlyn's death. And Nick wasn't too disagreeable. He just doesn't know if he's ready for that. And one thing Adam told him is, talk to Sharon. I'm sure she can give you some recommendations, on who you could see. He goes, because I didn't get better until I got some help. So that was actually very, very good advice. And Adam seemed like he sincerely meant it. I honestly believe he sincerely meant that. Nick went to Nikki and he said, Mom, do you have a few moments to talk? And she says, let me make some tea because I think I know what you want to talk about. So she, they had a good heart to heart, and she was trying to give him, some advice, motherly advice, but he still needs to see, to me, a impartial, uh, qualified professional, somebody impartial, somebody that he could talk to, you know, um, or they're just going to write it like, yeah, he got better all on his own. Yeah, he forgot that he actually killed somebody in about a month or two. But we shall see. Nick has a conscience. He just has a conscience about what he did. Taking another human's life really truly affects him. So that speaks to his character. It really, really does. Um, and then we have Abby and Chance. They had a picnic. She mixed up the picnic baskets, so she ended up with little Dominic's. They ended up with little Dominic's treats instead of the nice adult expensive wine and cheese and goodies. But they had a cute little picnic, and then they ended up taking it home, to the bedroom, and they make a really good couple. But what's interesting to me, I feel Abby is going to end up pregnant. Because you know how they always make it, the woman cannot have kids. But all of a sudden, like Victoria, could not have any more kids. But all of a sudden, little Katie sure popped up, right? So I think they're actually going to have them have a baby of their own. That is actually hers and Chance's. I see that coming. Because look, it was Chance just had a low sperm count, or back then, and they said it was due to him getting shot. It could clear up on its own, and Abby, yes, she does have scarring, but that doesn't mean that miracles, or really not even a miracle, that she cannot completely get pregnant. The doctor's going to end up being wrong. It may be a sensitive pregnancy. When Abby does get pregnant, she may have to have a lot of bed rest, but I do believe they're going to have Abby have a child of her own. And then we had, let's see, Diane. Diane was still in the lobby looking at her phone, and Jack comes out to talk to her, and then he finally let her know the article, has affected you, huh? And she's like, oh no, you saw it, and oh, I've worked so hard, Jack. And Phyllis is behind this. She wants to just humiliate me. She immediately went onto Phyllis about it. But one thing that Jack did that I liked, like everything in the article was true. Diane did all of that stuff. He's like, it's almost like, I mean, that you did this. This is your history. But yes, you've come back. You have made some strides. But I mean, it is what it is. Seriously. You know, Kyle never knew all the stuff she did, neither did Summer, but they're just taking it like a grain of salt. Or perhaps they understand now why people are having such a hard time accepting Diane. It's a good thing. Now, Nikki, Phyllis, and Talia were at Crimson Lights, and I guess I was wrong about that, celebrating the success of the article. And Talia really seemed like she's ready to go on in with Article 2. And she got a text message from her boss saying, oh, no. We're killing the future articles. And they were actually going to remove the one that she wrote. So look, it has to be out there for people who saw it. Hopefully they saved it, took screenshots of it, because really, once things are put on the internet, it never stays right where it was at, So, and the key people have already read it realistically. But yeah, she is not going to be allowed to go ahead and continue the series. So she's bummed out about that. Maybe that's the end we're going to see of her. But what was interesting is Diane got a mysterious text saying future articles killed and you owe me, from a unnamed source in the text messaging. And so she looked at it like, oh, thank goodness. But now she looked like, ooh, but now I owe you. So who's you and who are you working for? See, it's not going to be any good. And I foresee within the next coming months, we're going to truly see who Diane is working with and what was her true agenda in coming back to town. That's going to be interesting. And then let's see, what else did we have? We had, Phyllis. Phyllis is so cute. Phyllis was she talked to Diane a little bit more, whispering in her ear and kind of just sly, cunning digs at Diane. And Kyle saw Phyllis walking away. And like, it really, really affected Diane, because Diane like had her hand over her face, like, oh my goodness, how am I going to smooth this over with everybody? Because it's what Phyllis was saying was right. So Kyle didn't hear Phyllis, but he could see, and he could tell they weren't raising their voices at anything. And Diane he walked up, he goes, is everything okay? And she's like, oh. And he goes, it's the article. He let her know he saw it. And she was just like, oh, I've tried so hard. I've been working so hard. And he's just like, I'm going to stand by you, which is what I knew would happen. He's like, I know you have. I know you're not the woman that is in that article back then. That's not you now. And I'm going to stand behind you. And she was like, okay, good. She's so happy about that. Oh, Kyle. So then later, Phyllis was in Jack's office, and she was putting some paperwork on his desk, and Kyle walked in. Jack walks in a little bit later, but Kyle walks in, and he actually tells Phyllis about the redoing of the vows, the wedding at the house, and he asked, would she like to be involved? He would like her to help, and she was actually she was happy he asked her. She loved the idea, and yes, she definitely wants to be involved. He goes, well, I do want you to know my mother is going to be helping too. And Phyllis was honest. She goes, you're not expecting us to work together, are you? And he goes, no, you'll be doing different things, and she's like, oh, good. Then yes, count me in. See, I like that honesty, count me in. And then she goes, hey, by the way, did you see the memo I sent you? And just as she's saying that, Jack walks in. And Jack is like, I saw the memo, great ideas. He was actually singing her business praise. Liked the idea, thought it was phenomenal. Kyle first said, yes, I like the idea. And then Jack came in on that. So now it was kind of unanimous. And that made Phyllis happy that they both were really excited about her article. I mean, or her memo, her ideas. So then at the end of it, Kyle has to leave, and it's just Phyllis and Jack talking. And Jack had to say, "Look, while you're here, I just have to know: were you behind the article on Diane?" Phyllis looks him dead in his face. No, like as if I'm gonna tell you I was, Jack. you know, and all Jack. And then she said, "No," and then like, I'm offended you would say that, and walked on out of there. And Jack's thinking like, did I put my foot in it a minute? He knew that no meant yes, but he wants to believe that no meant no. So then Phyllis was coming up. This is a little bit later. She comes up and Jack is about to walk down the corridor. She goes, Jack, I want to run something by you. I want to talk to you about something. I've got this great idea for the home, Marchetti home. She wants to do a segment on redecorating the Abbott home. And Jack is like, the home that I grew up in? The home that I love just the way it is? And Phyllis is like, but it's old. Everything in the house is old. And he's like, the way I like it? In his mind, he's thinking, because look, the very couch we sit on is the couch my mother almost gave birth to me on. You mean that old couch? No, you can't change a thing. They don't make furniture to last 100 years now like they did then. Okay. So Phyllis says, look, I promise we won't touch the walls, but we'll redo everything else. And so Jack says, okay, and when it's over with, you're going to put everything that you took out back in, right? So Phyllis looks at him and says, yeah, I could do that, Jack. Yes, I can do that, right? So then she goes, have you always been this like anal about having anything changed in the house? And so he said something, and it made them both laugh with what his response was. So she's laughing as she touches his shoulder, and then kind of leans in, and they're both laughing because it was funny what he said in her response to everything. And they were actually talking like the friends that they should be. Okay, they've always been friends. So Diane sees it. And she don't like that because she's making headway with her Jack. That's not for Phyllis to start now being back on the amends with Jack. But the good thing is, with Phyllis working there, she's going to be dealing with Jack. And look, if Diane in a lower level PR position seems to deal with Jack, Phyllis, an executive, definitely can deal with Jack, right? So Diane goes to her phone and texts the person that texted her, look, things are still a little like volatile here. Don't contact me again. It's not safer, whatever. So, good. We're going to see. It's about to heat up. I see why they had Phyllis there, because now we can get more tension and more inner workings, but I still don't like the fact that she sold the Grand Phoenix. She really did not have to sell it. She could have got a manager for her hotel. Really, she should have. So she would have something that is hers to fall back on. And then we had Adam and Sally. Chloe, first of all, before we get to Adam and Sally, Chloe was talking to Sally, and Sally was mad at her, brought up, how dare you, you got all in my personal life with Adam. And Chloe's like, I did it because I am, you're supposed to be a friend. And she goes, I did it because I am a friend. and you're floundering. And it's because of Adam. I've seen this before. Oh my goodness, I know how this ends. And but see, here's the thing. Chloe is gonna have to let adult Sally be adult Sally and go through the bumps and the bruises of Adam all on her own. There was nothing she could tell Chelsea to prevent that from happening, and there is nothing she could tell Sally to prevent that from happening. It's just gonna have to happen. And Chloe needs to step back and just only deal with Sally as her boss, because she and Sally work well together, but they really never were friends. And Chloe shouldn't make it like, you're my friend, so I could talk to you like a friend. And I could, no, you're not, Sally. It's just, she's your boss. And let's just keep it that way. Deal with work. And that'll keep you straight. If she implodes, she implodes. It has nothing to do with you. Unfortunately, you may lose your job, but look, Victor's trying to get her, take her job anyway. It's just Nick is saying like, no, not going to do that. But Adam sees her and is everything okay? She goes, just, I'm here getting some air. I needed to get out of the office. And then Adam is like, you know, did you think about what I said? And Sally's like, I've done nothing but think about what you said. And that's the problem. You know, I can't concentrate. And Adam's like, I didn't know if I should have done a grand gesture, like send flowers and everything else. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Just because somebody asked you to forgive them, he asked her to forgive him. He didn't say, let's try again. I really want to be back in a relationship with you. I didn't hear Adam say that. So when he said, should I have sent flowers or something? I'm like, for what? Talk about sending mixed signals, because now I'm getting the impression Adam wants to get back with Sally. And if he does, why? Except for the fact he truly liked Sally. But he also knows that if they get back together again, that would put her job in jeopardy. So I don't know where they're going with that, but Sally was just back to the, you know, now I'm in turmoil. Now it's getting in the way of me thinking or concentrating on work. And then you come in here, what is this supposed to mean? And what are I'm supposed to do with this? And no, I just, so she gets all frustrated and she picks up her purse and walks away. And Adam is just looking at her like, I guess I'm going to have to work a little bit harder, right? Work a little bit harder to get back in her good graces, just to say, well, what do you really think this is, Sally? We're just friends, right? I mean, Adam is such a contradiction, and Sally is allowing all of it. I mean, it even just shows on her. When she was talking to him, she was just letting him know how she just can't really function right now. And that's not good. That's not good. That's going to affect her abilities to perform her job. Thank goodness she has Chloe to pick up the slack, right? So let's go to comment corner. I have a couple comments. I have a comment from LaShunta. She says she is glad that Smiling Jack was nice to Phyllis. Me too, because when they were talking in the office, I do believe that smile was genuine, you know, because Phyllis, whatever business endeavor she does, you know, put herself or pour herself into, she does an incredible job. So, and then he says, he's still gullible for Diane. Yep. But LaShunta thinks the article brought Jack off of cloud 9 where Diane is concerned. Yeah, because it made him realize a lot of the stuff that she really did. And then it says, Summer will know why she saw Phyllis, Nikki, and Talia. Like Kyle told Phyllis, he knows it hasn't been easy. She likes the way that Kyle told Phyllis, he knows it hasn't been easy working with Diane, you know. And hopefully the article made him see why there's a, see, and that's, to me, that's a positive of the article. Kyle and Summer got to read the things that Diane did. And then now they know why, some people have a hard time with it. And then Monique says the writers are pushing Nick and Sally together, which she hopes not. I hope not either, but we've seen that coming. I saw that coming a month or so ago. That's the way it's going to be. And she'll be involved. It's going to be a triangle between Nick, Sally, and Adam. Nick, Sally, and Adam. And ultimately, Adam's going to win because that is more in Sally's, her personality, her comfort zone is an Adam, not a Nick. That is her comfort zone. So that's on Nick if he chooses to go down that road. I don't know why. But that is the daily recap on The Young and the Restless. I will be back tomorrow for Tuesday, September 6th, daily recap for The Young and the Restless.